Hello friends, welcome to Coding Simplified, and today we will learn how to use for loops in Java. Basically we use loops whenever we want certain statement to execute again and again, right? So for example, if I say like print your name 5 times, so either you will write 5 system.out print lines and then print your statement, or you can have only one system.out.println and put it in loop, so that will execute 5 times, right? So that is the main purpose we use the loops. So we will see the each and everything about for loop here. So let's start from the structure. So structure of for loop says that it has three sections, which is initialization, condition, and increment, or I should say this iteration, right? So this is iteration. So first we say initialization. So initialization means that first you will initialize the variable. Like in this case, we are initializing int I equal to 0. So this is initialization. Next, it checks the condition, that whether this condition fulfills or not. This condition is always in boolean value. It will be either true or false. So like in this case, it is checking that whether I is less than 5, and if this condition is true, then it goes or it executes these statements, right? So like in this case, if I is, because here I is less than 5, so it will print this value, and after executing this statement, it will go to iteration expression. So like in this case, it will increase the value of I, right? And then again it checks that whether this condition matches or not, and if it matches, then it executes statement again. So the process is, this initialization happen only once at the beginning, and then it checks the condition. So condition, then statement, then iteration. This loops continue, goes on till the condition matches. Whenever this condition is false, the it exits from the loop, then it doesn't execute this statement. So like in this case, like I equal to 0, so 0 is less than 5, so it will print 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. But when it becomes 5, then it will exit from the loop. So run this program and you will see the output from 0 to 4, right? So this is how we execute the for loops, and this is the structure, and this is the example. And now we'll see some more important things about for loops. So let's remove it. And next is that we can initialize multiple statement or multiple variables in this initialization. So like you can have I equal to 0, j equal to 0. So this is valid thing, right? Even you can initialize one more variable. So we can initialize multiple variables in the initialization, and as well as we cannot have even one initialization here in the loop, and we can initialize at the starting or before the loop. So this is also valid. Sorry. So in this case, this is not required because we have an initialize at the or before the loop, right? So this is valid case. So if you run this program, this will give me the same output, right? Now come to condition. This condition is must and can have only one expression. It cannot have multiple expression. Like it cannot have I less than 5 and let's say j less than 4. Even if you initialize j equals to 0, so it will give you compile time error. This is not valid, right? So this is boolean and can have only one condition at a time, right? So just remove it and it will run fine. Now come to this iteration. The iteration execute after every statement or after body block, right? And we can have multiple statement here, multiple expression here, separated by the comma. So same like the initialization, like we separate there also by comma, same here we can initialize multiple expression and separate by comma. So this is valid case, right? And even if you want, then you can leave it blank again this is not required, or you can initialize or you can iterate in the body itself. So this will give me the same result, right? This is again the valid case. Now even you cannot, even this is not required, right? This is perfectly valid case, but you need to put this condition in the loop. So if you say if I is less than, or because you need to have some break condition, and after it the loop will exit, right? So in the next tutorials we'll see about the break and continue statement. So just for the sake, so as soon as it reaches the 5, this will exit from the loop, right? So run this program and this will run fine. Or let's say if this is greater than 3, then it should break. So this will give me 0 1 2 3, and because at this point this is 4 and 4 is greater than 3, so this will break, right? So this is perfectly valid, right? And suppose if you don't give this break value, then what will happen? So let's take that just remove all these things, okay, and just print some, let's say, value. So what it will do, it will go in infinite loop, because there is nothing to stop this loop. Like, so if you run this program and this will continuously run, go on infinite loop. So I'm stopping it by terminating, right? So we need to have at least one break condition here, okay. Now in Java, the unreachable code is not allowed. So like if you put break here and you give any, again, I did something wrong, yep. So this will, let's say, other. So this is not valid because it will say that this is unreachable code, right? Because it will say that it will not understand it, right? Because it cannot reach here. So that's why it will say this is unreachable. But when I put this break condition at the end of the loop or at the end of the body, then it understands that okay, it will execute the or statement and then it's break. So it will not have any problem, right? So if you run this program, it will run these two values and then it will break, right? So b, so it can be blanked, and if you put break, then it is a valid case, okay. We can have the empty loop also. So empty loop means that rather than printing this here, if you execute, if you give the here and separate it by comma, right, and just remove this body and just put colon here. So this is empty loop, like there is no body of for loop, we have separated by colon, right? So if you run this program, this will give me the same output because it will run as same it is. So it will say okay, initialize by this, then check the condition, then execute this iteration expression, because there is no statement, so it will go to iteration, and then after this, then this one, then again it will check the condition. So this is known as the empty loop, and this is perfectly valid case in Java. So friends, this is all about the for loops used in Java, and for more information you can visit the www.codingsimplified.com, and in next tutorial we'll see about the while loops used in Java. So thank you friends for watching the video, and please like my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.